Okay. Now it says it's live, and it says it's recording. There's about a 5-second
God.
delay on Twitch's end. So we're about to find out if it's working. It's working. So go.
Just go.
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it now.
All
We'll do it
right,
live.
Are we? Fuck it, we'll do it
Come
live.
on, guys. We're
Do it
professionals.
Sorry.
All right. As I was saying, before the internet so rudely interrupted me, we're here with
Space.
Starfinder. I don't remember. I had a way better welcome last time. Anyway, we've got we got the usual crew here. Anthony's going to join us on this crazy space adventure.
Hello.
We're playing Starfinder. Only a few of us have played it for a one-shot. So none of us are really quite keen on the rules. We're just gonna kind of go, enjoy, play some space, enjoy the atmosphere. We'll see how it goes. So,
Do you want me to do the charity thing real quick?
yeah, we can.
Yeah. You know, okay, so, yay, thank you for the follow. Woo! We're signed up basically through Streamlabs to play for Direct Relief, and we're signed up through the end of their stream campaign, which is September. So essentially, that team page that we have will exist through the end of September. I think it's September 25th. We're playing for Direct Relief. They are an international charity getting PPE and supplies into the hands of healthcare workers who are on the front of the COVID crisis right now, which is incredibly important. So if you can support them, you can go to tinyurl.com/direct or donate direct relief donate. I got myself confused. The thing with the stream got me all messed up. I'm real professional right now. God damn it. It's on our Twitter. Hold on. tinyurl.com/direct relief donate 1. The numeral 1, not the word 1. So if you check our pinned tweet at terrible_party, you can see where to donate at. You'll see that we have this game. Then we have a Blades in the Dark game tonight that my friend Nate from Chef's Night and DM's Test Kitchen is running with me and Kayla. And I think her name is it's Courtney. It's not Ashley, Courtney. And we're going to be playing that. That's the After Dark game. So, fair warning. That's all I got for you on that one. And then we have a Curse of Strahd campaign game tomorrow. So, yeah, let's play some space, motherfuckers!
Space.
Space.
I'm back.
How would you describe this game?
Yeah, sure,
Space.
Exactly.
This game is space. All right. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump in. We'll start off. All of you are in your individual rooms, just going about your normal day, and you're preparing for your mission briefing that you have in Selbion Hall. This mission briefing is really important to you because it's the first actual hands-on mission that you get for being Starfinders. So this will be your actual first quest, your first full-on Starfinder. I'm official. I can do these things too. So a lot of you have been looking forward to this since the day you signed up with the Starfinder Society. So as you're going about your business, you're kind of just scrolling through the net, just kind of killing time, just getting ready for your meeting. When you see this breaking news alert come up, if it doesn't come up on your data pad, you get a notification of it on your data pad and you could click on it, or if not, it's on some of the TVs that are out in the hallway in the Lorespire complex as you're walking to the hall. Let me just put this up there. Make sure, does everybody see that? The handout that I just showed to players? No.
Please hold.
It did this last time.
I do
I
not.
don't see anything.
There it is.
There it is.
Hey.
Okay. All right. So it's you get this. There's this big image of a spaceship coming in to land on a docking bay, and it's got a banner across the bottom: "Return of the Sunrise Maiden. Breaking news. Drift rock be the key to uncovering the secrets of the gap." And it's just scrolling through all these additional news announcements. You hear about some shootings that happened down in the hands, and the news anchor comes on. So this just in. It appears that the Starfinders, who had been sent to explore the Drift Rock, are still unaccounted for after video of their courageous journey to the quarantined Acreon and exploration of the Drift Rock have been released to the net. Images too gruesome for our network, but including what appears to be traces of some ancient technology on the Drift Rock, have been released to the public. The Starfinder Society has yet to release a public statement about the findings on the Acreon and Drift Rock, but a lot of the public are calling the Drift Rock explorers heroes. Let's hear what they have to say. Man, I love the Drift Rockers. Man, they were so badass going in there and shooting those like zombie things. I'm just really glad that they helped those space goblins get off of the ship. Well, I reckon that once in a while you gonna come across some strange things in this world, but I mean, ain't no way some ancient civilization made that Drift Rock a ship. We will have more coverage of this story tonight, as it appears as though the Sunrise Maiden has returned from the quarantine area mysteriously without any crew. More tonight at 9. So this news alert goes off and it goes to commercial break. And you all continue to walk to the meeting hall, where you enter and you see a male human, standing there waiting for you. Stop. You see a male human waiting for you to take your seats. All right, cadets, take your seats. Now, I'm sure all of you got the mission briefing and the alerts of what's been going on, but first off, I would like for everyone to go around the table, and I'd like to have each of you introduce yourselves to each other and give us a little bit of insight into your capabilities as a Starfinder and what you are bringing to the table to join this crew. So we'll go ahead and start with Sig. If you want to go ahead and introduce your character, kind of give us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and everything. So.
Hi everyone. You see this rat person, basically, sitting in front of you, and I'm going to try to pronounce the name of the race because I've tried and I fail every time. Because it. Can you say the name of the race?
It's Yosoki.
That. Yosoki? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yosoki.
Yosoki. Yeah, a rat person. You all know Yosoki. Hi, I'm Fidget. You might have seen me around the halls, either building things or destroying things. I'm trying to build them, but it sometimes comes up as me trying to destroy them. This is Ava, my drone. She's really nice and really kind. She won't bother you too much. Yes, I am really good at building things and breaking things and flying things. Those are my qualifications. I also really good with computers. That's it. I think, yes. Yeah. No, next.
All right. Nice to meet you, Fidget. All right, next. Julia, if you want to go ahead.
Hello. Okay. So when you first noticed her maybe come in, you basically just looked around the table and then you suddenly saw one of the chairs like slightly move. from one place to the next, but you didn't see anyone sit there. And when like the person who was sitting next to her took a closer look, you see a little skittermander at the bottom of the chair, just kind of moving the chair a bit to the left. And then she like slowly like clambered up into the chair. And then like when the guy said like everyone introduce yourself, and it came to her turn, she like sat there and just stared out into nothing for a moment. And then she was like, "Oh, me? Oh, okay. Sorry, I just had to move this chair because of the hole in the floor." There is no hole in the floor. Okay. You all seem fairly real. I think you're all here right now. Hello. I'm Zix. What can I say about myself? I'm a skittermander. I have purple fur and 6 arms. And like she just wears like kind of regular armor, like sort of like a coat out of leather, with holes cut out for the 6 arms. And the only like peculiar thing, apart from her behavior, that you notice is she wears a little bell on her like right ear that tingles a bit. And when she notices that happening, she like grabs and is like, "Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to put that off after I woke up this morning. Let's see. What can I do? I'm really good at looking. I see a lot of things. And like, sometimes the things aren't there, like right here in this dimension. And sometimes they aren't here yet. And sometimes they are here, but they are not happening in this like current existence, but they're happening somewhere else. Yeah, and I'm nice to meet y'all. If you're real.
Okay. All right. Let's.
And if you're not real, it's still nice to meet you.
No, it's nice to meet
I
you
don't
too.
judge.
All right. If you don't mind, going ahead. Chris, if you want to go ahead.
So sat in the seat is a 6-foot collection of brown and grey robes with like occasionally you'll see like a metallic mask or faceplate. It's not entirely clear whether it's a part of their head or something that they're wearing. And just like it's got like arms tucked into the other sleeve of the robe, just sat almost like perfectly statue still. And the voice comes out, but there's no like mouth in the mask. Just, "Greetings. I am Brother Clark. I maintain the course." He just like sits up slightly and turns to look at the next person.
Okay. Very good. All right. Next, looks like another Yosoki we have here. Allie, if you want to go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's me. Hi everyone. Hi. She's a little black-furred Yusoki with she's wearing green and blue robes. She has the hood down now. They're pretty nice. She's got bright green eyes, and there's a little nick out of one of her ears, and she's been writing down everything everyone is saying. Doesn't matter what it is, just furiously taking notes in like a shorthand that you probably can't discern unless you were to sit there and kind of look at it. Just, I'm Gidget, and there's a fidget. That's funny. And we're not related, right? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Because anyways, and I'm working on learning how to be a diplomat, basically. So I'm here to make peace and talk to people and just learn their stories and share them and learn about everyone. So it's nice to meet everyone. Hi, I'm Gidget.
All right, nice to meet you. Next, Anthony, if you want to go ahead.
Oh, wow, you guys are so high-strung, dudes. Crazy, man. Alright, let's get it over with. Name's Belladon, and you see this sort of like maybe 4 foot, maybe like 4'6", like plant person. It's difficult to tell because all of his skin looks like tiny leaves, and he has this big mass of purple leaves on his head that acts as his hair, and he's just got a whole ass branch out of one side just sticking out of his head, and he sort of like twiddles with it idly, and it seems pretty attached, sort of like a horn, but it's definitely like a part of a tree. And he seems like he's sort of leaning back on his chair. He's paying attention, but he's sort of like intrigued by everyone at the table, as if something about everyone is funny to him. And then he just goes, "Look, mans, just call me Bells. It's way quicker, dudes. All right. If you need me to like sneak around or check up on someone that you don't know what they're doing, I'm your dudeski. Otherwise, I can sometimes drive. I was learning that, like, in the course that we all have to do at this academy. What was I talking about again? Oh, yeah. Bells. Nice to meet you. Cool crew. Will be great fun. Hell yeah, dudes.
Six gives him a thumbs up.
All right. Very laid back. And finally, we have this Shireen. Sam, if you want to go ahead.
You see about like a 5'6" tall, like cricket creature. She's kind of like orangey yellow. And she's wearing not quite a helmet, not quite a circlet, but like some metal contraption that goes around her head and under her eyes. She has like these glasses that she can like flip down. And she has a bunch of books and scrolls and like canisters hanging from like her belt and her clothes. And she's been listening very, very intently as everyone's been talking. Hi, so I'm Belle. I'm no, sorry. People call me Blink.
Dudes, I was about to say, man. Crazy.
Yeah, that would have been really funny. No, but my people call me Blink because Syrian names are a bit difficult to pronounce. Um, I'm just really excited to like explore things and learn about different cultures. I really like to learn about people and very like just the mundane things, but also the very mysterious things.
I
I'm
like
done.
mysterious things.
Oh yeah, they're very interesting. So I keep notes of all the things.
We should compare notes sometimes.
Oh, we should.
Here are
compare notes.
mine. She's holding up nothing.
Oh,
Shit, dudes,
Thank
we meant to
you.
make notes about. Oh god, wait, does someone have a pencil?
oh, I have many. I have like 20 pencils.
Dudes, can I borrow like one pencil? I promise I'll give it back.
Oh yes, of course.
Tree, remain calm. It is all in here. And there's just like a tink sound as he like taps the side of his head.
Dudes, I don't want to borrow like your head for like note taking. Look, I'm sure you need that. All right, man. But I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if this is like bad or something, but like Ava is recording all of this because I have terrible memory. Well, I have a good memory, but like I don't remember the important stuff. So
You know, that could be very useful because then we could play the video back and then we could take extra notes.
exactly.
Yeah, very interesting.
All right. Let's go ahead and calm down here. Let me just pull this up real quick, and he taps a couple buttons on the screen, and a holographic 3D image of the planet Castroville pops up, and it looks like from the outside, it looks like a very lush green planet. And this is where most of the Lashuntas come from, Formians come from, and elves, elven races come from. So he gives you a little bit of background about Castrovel. Essentially, that there are these three races there, and that they've warred for several centuries over territory, and one of the biggest territories is Kabarat, which over the past couple years they have come to an agreement over making it a like a DMC kind of. So it's like nobody has stakes to it at all. It's just a nature preserve. Essentially, they want to preserve the jungles that exist there. And I can go ahead and share that with you. So he beams this to all of your data pads and sends it essentially to your email. But shows this to you that it is Kabarat is considered the shining jewel of the Western Sea. So he takes a break for a second, and then he looks up and just pull this up. All right, cadets, I understand that many of you have probably heard the news of the Drift Rock and the Acreon. It's not really much of my department to discuss those things, as some of them are still classified. However, I don't want any of you to think that this mission is going to be a walk in the park. A lot of these events that we send Starfinders on, they know the risks when they accept. When they come into the society, they know what's at stake. And I'm sure each and every one of you knows what's at stake. Our quest for knowledge can't end with that. So I'm going to allow Chizkis to say a few words, as he has more information on this mission than I do, as it is very close to his department. So Galen goes and he taps a few buttons on the keypad, and up in the middle of the room, you see this projection come up of Chizkis. This just floating head of a Shirin, not really a he or she. There's no discernible features, as it's an insectoid creature. And they will go ahead once I find the notes. Huzzah!
Thank you, Galen. Obviously, all of you have heard the news of the Drift Rock and the Acreon since the footage was broadcast across the net. I will inform you that unfortunately, we've lost contact with the Starfinder crew that was sent to investigate the Drift Rock. However, the data that the crew has recorded was secured by the Society and is being analyzed by our linguistic department as we speak. There's some news that is good. The Starfinder Society's linguistic database recognized many of the symbols found on the Drift Rock, because this is not the first time they've appeared post-gap. The bad news is that the source is highly unreliable.
He notes, and you see segments of his body kind of scraped together in agitation. His chitinous body just kind of scraped together in agitation.
All that we have about these earlier texts comes from Halkoim Zahn, nearly 3 centuries ago. And it seems that no published studies of these texts have appeared since. According to these records, Zahn's original findings were donated to the Kabarat University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology on Castrovel, shortly after his
And he pauses again, kind of like rolling his eyes, kind of thinking of like what the best word to say or the best way to phrase this. Disruptive expeditions. Fortunately, the Society has numerous alumni from that university, and I can readily secure you a contact there and forward my personal recommendation to a few faculty members. Perhaps they can show you Zan's notes and even take you to the original site so that you can search for more clues about whatever this Drift Rock once was. If I know that this is a lot of information to take in, so please, if you have any questions, now is the time.
I do. Hi.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Gidget. Are there any clear and present dangers around the dig site that we need to be aware of?
Unfortunately, since travel to Kabarat is somewhat restricted, and travel between Kabarat and some of the jungles is highly restricted, there's not a lot of information that we have besides the university. The university may be able to help you with Zon's notes.
Okay, thanks.
Does anybody else have any questions that they need answered?
How are we to make travel?
Well, it seems that the recent return of the Sunrise Maiden has allowed for an available ship. So we are going to repurpose the Sunrise Maiden and allow your crew to take over since the previous crew is no longer in contact. We will be sending some search parties to find out what happened to them. And when they return, we will determine what we will go forward with.
Assigned to a ghost ark. Most interesting.
Oh, dudes, what if it's cursed?
Do you think that's possible, though? I mean, really?
I mean, you never know, dudes.
The ship is being quarantined as we speak, and we are cleaning it as best as we can of anything that may have attached to the ship and come along. We are checking everything to make sure that it is completely safe for space travel.
Don't worry about it. A curse is probably just a little rip in the time-space continuum.
Oh, that would be very fun.
Oh yeah, that definitely makes me so much more chill. Thank you so much. Hell
We can
yeah,
take so
dudes.
many notes
You're
and learn
welcome.
so many things if there are ghosts on the ship.
Okay.
They're probably very nice.
All right. Let's see. Yes, okay. So I found a postdoctoral student named Waylost, who has worked with the Society in the past. I'll ask him to greet you when you land in Kabarat. This is probably the strongest lead that I have so far, but Waylost should be able to introduce you to somebody there who can help you with Halquim Zan's research and help to get you closer to exploring what meaning there is in this drift rock. All right. With that, I need to get back to analyzing this translations. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
And you see the image just sort of dissipate,
Oh, he didn't even say
And-
bye.
and
Dude, how
Castrovel
does he,
comes
like,
back
do
up.
anything with only a head? That's crazy, man.
Oh, so you saw the head too? Nice.
I think we all
Yeah,
did.
man.
Yeah.
Zix, dudes.
I'm
That
being
was
real
totally
good
real.
today.
There.
All right, cadets. If
So we're really going on a mission. Sweet.
yes, Yes, you are. If there are no further questions, I'll escort you down to the hangars where we can get you situated into the Sunrise Maiden. Is there anything else that you need for briefing?
Just look at everybody. Guess
All
we
right.
get to go on a journey.
All right. If you don't mind following me. And he makes his way out of the door.
Everyone make sure that you don't step into the hole here.
Just point it
Where's
out.
the hole?
Where is it? Yeah.
Point it out.
Oh, it's right there.
Cautiously
Point
step
to the
around.
part of the floor that's just perfectly normal.
going
Fidget will
with
try
it.
to step on the place.
Well, but don't. Oh, don't. Oh, okay.
She like looks at you for a moment. Then she like reaches out gingerly with one arm and like gives you like a touch. Neat. And then she just walks out.
Ava, take this down. I think something weird is going on.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking, you can't write.
Wow.
A+.
Oh my gosh.
Alright. Let me just move you guys over to the next. There. Boop! Alright.
Oh, snaps.
Can everybody see this cool stuff? Alright.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh! Oh god!
Oh, it's huge! Oh, God.
Giant mouse. Giant mouse.
You weren't supposed to tell him the big bad yet. Jesus.
Oh shit, my bad.
Shit.
Damn it.
Go
Oh
back.
no!
Screwed the pooch on that one.
Alright, it's
Alright.
final boss time. You guys ready?
So you guys, you have control of your tokens.
Yeah.
And Galen just walks you through the hangar, and as you feel free to move forward, he walks up and says, "There she is, the Sunrise Maiden." So this should be able to get you to Castrovel. It's a Tier 3 Sandoval Vagabond. It's an Explorer frame. It's one of the basic models that we use in the Starfinder Society. So if there's no more questions, I'll leave you guys to your new ship and let you guys get acquainted with each other and head off to your mission.
It has supplies on it and stuff?
Yes, there are supplies on it. I believe I emailed you a list, an inventory list of what is currently on there. A lot of things were left on there. There are also rations on there. It should be enough to get you to Castrovel and back, mostly just for the space travel. And we also added a little bit more rations to the dining area for in case additional space travel was needed or if there was some trouble navigating. So you have enough rations for the trip and back. If there's anything else, please feel free to contact me or Chiskisk, as we are the main contacts for this mission. If there's nothing else, good luck, and we'll be in touch. And he just makes his way out of the hangar and back upstairs.
Alright. I call the top bunk. Woo! Road trip!
Who wants to stay with the energized tree?
I'll stay with him. We're roommates. I'm quite used
Hell
to
yeah,
it.
Zix. And he puts out a little fist, bump it. Bap.
Oh my god.
Bap.
Yosoki's in one?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I can sleep
Okay,
wherever.
wait.
I don't really
So
mind.
are you guys related, or what's the deal?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Where are you from?
Far away.
Yeah, I'm from. Oh shit! How do you pronounce that name? I can.
Hackathon.
Akiton.
Akiton.
I'm from
Oh,
Akiton,
no,
which is
far
not that
away.
far away. Yeah, no, we're not related.
No. I mean, I have a big family, but no.
Yeah, I also have a big family. Like we all have a big family. That's like
Right. Just because we're all Yosokis doesn't mean we're all related.
no, it doesn't.
Jeez.
Ota,
Space racism.
Spaceism.
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 Ota, you're related in at least a few realities.
Just stare at Zix very closely. That's really cool. She's very confused.
Same.
That's really cool.
She has no idea what's going on. Okay, so just look at the very tall android. Hi.
Hello. Sheeran, I shall secure us accommodations. He just like hikes his bag up and like begins to make his way towards the ship.
Oh my god.
He's the coolest.
He's like, oh shit. Okay.
So monk-like. All right, so you all head into the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Let's move you all over.
Oh,
Shazang.
what?
It'll load.
Very
It'll
cool.
load. Is it gonna load? Aha! I loaded.
Hey.
Hey.
And there are your tokens.
Hey.
Feel free
Yes.
to move about the cabin and get acquainted.
There we are.
So in your guys' handout, in the handouts I added a Sunrise Maiden layout handout.
Yes.
Yes.
So it shows, if you pull up the image, it has kind of like let you know where everything is. It's not too hard to read. It's kind of hard to read. So up here in the, that's not too. It's in English, so. Up
Is
here in
it?
I don't know. I stared at the computer screen for so long.
Oh god. Should we
It's all just
be-
code.
So
Up here at the front is the bridge.
Okay.
And then you have all the different stations up here. You have a pilot station, a captain station, an engineering station, auxiliary station, a science officer station, and then you have the gunnery stations on either side, I believe. Just make sure that's right. I'm getting really good. Yes, okay, good. Then you have, so this is the main airlock. This is where you guys probably came in from. So that's the main airlock where you would come in and out of. This is storage for like your spacesuits, your exosuits, any helmets, anything that you would need for spacewalks, tools, stuff like that. Number 5 is dorsal turret access. So this little hole right here takes you up to the top of the ship where there's a turret. 6. So this would be the captain's quarters. What appears to be captain's quarters. And it doesn't look like there's any personal belongings in any of the rooms as you look through them. It looks like everything has been cleaned out, as they said. So it's a pretty just blank spaceship with no personality to it, but it does have all of the like essentials for space travel. But it's just very bland. And then this is number 8. This would be crew quarters with number 7 with maintenance access. So that little tunnel there is maintenance access. And then you have some maintenance access in the back of the ship as well, backed by the engines. But I'll let you guys kind of wander around and kind of get comfortable. You also have a like a recreational room over here. It has a gym, and it also has a video game system.
Holodeck.
Like a holodeck, yeah.
Holodeck.
Let's play games within a game.
It has a video game system with all of the latest games on it. So yeah, just feel free to explore. If you need help, just let me know.
Fidget will just sit down and just send Ava with her camera and just like make Ava fly around and look at everything while she's just sitting there on her like custom rig looking at like the feed. And just like because she can do that.
Amazing.
So y'all just see a drone flying past
Yeah.
you.
And also every time like there's a door, this drone gets like arms that just opens the door and then flies in.
Most of the doors are like the automatic doors.
But if there's anything that like needs opening, like the arm, it's like the mechanic arm just like opens. This drone is also tiny. The classification is tiny.
Has it got like little like Johnny Five hand clamps, or is it like
God,
mandible like a crazy alien insect? Robo mandibles, like what were its arms? I need an image.
Sure yet.
Okay.
I need an image.
Is it like Star Wars cute or like real scary?
Star Wars cute.
Okay.
The whole thing is like the whole setting is Star Wars cute.
Okay.
Like a flying BB-8, only smaller.
Oh, okay. We should probably be close to the engineering, huh?
Yeah, or the pilot station.
Well, those are on two different ends.
I know.
So we should probably.
Shit.
I should start laughing until Anthony did. That it was like, damn it.
Well, the good thing is the maintenance hatches will lead you between the maintenance hatch. So like, there's a maintenance hatch here, and there's a maintenance hatch here and here. So you can take. Like, there's a maintenance hatch in all of the crew quarters that will take you to kind of like the under exoskeleton of the ship.
Boy, it's a good thing I'm aligned the way I am. Otherwise, Gidget would be all up in that. So they're like, hello. Are you okay? Do you need anything? You need a snack?
Oh my god. Hi, guys.
Hi, what's going on? Somebody say hi. Okay, so...
we can take this one if it sounds okay with everyone else. I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Yeah, let's start fighting right now.
I wanted that one.
I want that bunk. Fuck you.
Well, go ahead and claim the captain. Is that a captain? Do we have a captain? We should probably figure out if we have a captain or not.
Who's gonna fly the ship?
Clark just like very calmly, like you finally see a hand and it's full like individual machine like fingers. It's very clearly like not a person's hand, and he's holding a data pad that has basically a clipboard displayed on it. It's just like
oh god.
A vagabond contains the following stations, and he's just like going through the list of like what we need. Captain 1, pilot 1, and he's just like going through the thing like.
Amazing. Well, I mean, okay, so who's good? Who's good at what? I think that's probably the best thing is to play to our strengths, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would be most
Bells is just over there saying shit.
I mean, yeah, dudes. Sounds yeah.
You know, just to make it as diplomatic as possible.
Yeah, dudes. We should have a vote. 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 Vote.
Oh.
But
Why
we don't.
is he chanting?
It's my magical
likes doing
incantation to get what I want. Vote. Vote.
It's quite efficient.
Sure. Okay, so we need a pilot. I mean, we can't go anywhere if someone can't fly it.
That's true.
That would be priority.
I
Didn't
believe the
Fluffy here say
Yoski.
she was doing some good piloting?
I haven't been a pilot for that many years, but I have flown ships or watched people flew ships, and then they taught me because I was persistent, and so yes, I've tried flying ships for many years now, and yes.
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 Well, that's good enough for me, dudes.
Clark turns to your drone, waiting for like an affirmative that you can fly ships. He just like looks at it, and there's some kind of binary like the lights in his eyes will flash, and then it's like acceptable,
just like...
and he just ticks it off.
I can also fix the ship if it gets broken, and I'm also good with computers.
Oh, same
Just,
on the last
adds
two.
a second column to the table and like drags her into engineer in the second column. It's just like
Basically, anything technical I can do really good. It's what I do. Good.
Okay, so
You know,
pilot.
they're like a technical job. That's the one. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell
So
yeah.
pilot, that's good. It has guns, so does anyone know how
Oh,
to shoot a
dudes,
gun?
can I shoot the guns? I would love to shoot the guns.
Do you know how?
Yeah, you just the trigger. What?
And we're gonna die.
are you a particularly good shot? Are you familiar with StarCraft weaponry? He's just like looking at him, like trying to work him out.
Dude, alright. Jokes aside, actually went to those classes, actually, like, you know, did the tests and the notes and all that whack stuff. Look, guns are cool. I like guns. I can shoot them.
Okay.
Like, I'll
Fine by
show
me.
you if you
No,
want.
no,
but we have
no,
nothing
no,
to shoot
no,
at.
no,
Okay.
no,
That's
no,
fine,
don't blow up
that's
the
fine.
hangar, don't blow up the hangar.
Oh, fine.
Wait till we, okay, oh boy, this is gonna be a thing.
Wait until I get the ship out of the atmosphere, and then we can shoot stuff.
Alright,
not
dudes,
other
sounds good.
people.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait.
Mom,
Clarification
I want to.
required, dudes. What if they're shooting at us? Then I can.
That's
right?
different.
Alright, cool.
You can't just
I'll
pick
remember that.
random people to shoot at.
Fine, I guess.
What if, okay, I'm not even gonna go down that metaphorical rabbit hole. That sounds like a bad idea right now.
You say that about like not shooting random people, and there's very clearly like the last 4 inches of a sniper rifle sticking out of Clark's bag. Just like,
I did not notice that before. Noted. Okay, so gunner. There's 2 guns.
Who wants to sit with old bells? Hands up. Well, shit.
When I probably can. I'm good with techie stuff.
Hell yeah, dudes.
I
can
probably
shoot.
shouldn't be a gunner. During the tests, I often shot at stuff that wasn't there.
Yeah, maybe not then.
I can shoot
But
most.
That sounds reasonable.
I'm sure you have some other great qualities.
I think so too.
Ava's just flying around Six's head and just like trying to figure out. Well, Ava's not trying to figure out. Ava's just like, yeah, like a persisting bee.
Flight to the bumblebee.
Mm,
I am capable in a range of functions, but I will shoot with the bells.
That's me, dudes. Hell yeah. It's gonna be great.
Belladon.
That is also okay.
Oh boy.
All right. I moved you guys to the gunner positions on the ship.
Nice.
So
Just
you
missing
need
a-
So the pilot, have we decided the pilot? Is it gonna
Yes.
be Fidget?
Fidget.
Fidget.
Okay.
At least
Alrighty.
first pilot. If anyone else wants like
Fidget.
pilot while I'm asleep, that's another thing. But
Backup is probably a good. I mean, and
Yeah.
Is
So-
Bells still the other ace pilot?
Yeah, I mean, you guys
As of
can
right-
switch out if you
Yeah,
want to.
as of right
Yeah.
this
It's
second,
not-
yes. So
Cool.
yeah, if for whatever reason Fidget and Ava are like knocked out, I'll take the rings.
Gotcha. All right.
That
Change my
leaves-
note to Weed Groot. I mean, fair enough, but
Those notes are for me. They're not for anyone else.
oh, okay. So Vix in character types in yes, Weed Groot. Gotcha. Understood.
Yeah,
You
just-
Groot.
we are. Why are we all small except for?
Small
I
game.
don't know.
STDs. It's like a
What
curse.
happened?
Oh,
Holly,
God.
we have a brand.
I
We
know.
have a
Characters, and then Chris
Yes.
plays a
Okay.
large one.
I would also just like those watching to be aware that we did not consult before we picked our fucking names. I don't
It
know
was so
what
amazing.
happened.
Every name popped up.
Perfect.
And it
It's
was
so
just,
good.
oh yeah, this just rhymes. Cool.
It was actually kind of hilarious.
It's hilarious how it worked out.
I read Gidget, but I forgot about it until I was like on a character name generator. I was like, Fidget, that makes sense. She's a mechanic. And then I wrote in the chat, and then I realized, oh shit.
As soon
At least
as
you
I
didn't
saw
choose
that.
Gadget.
It's
Oh
cute.
God.
Gadget and Gadget.
Vix
It's
and
like
Vax.
Vex and Vax.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
And then we
all
have
right, all right.
Vix and
Damn.
Six.
Yep.
So-
All right. So
Okay.
pilot, gunners.
We
Yep,
we need
we need-
a captain and an engineer and a science officer if you would
Yes. So, who has good computers? Who has good engineering? And who has good speaky things?
I'm decent with engineering.
I could be your backup if you want it.
For engineering?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm not like the best, but I can do it.
Well, I figure cooperation's good.
Yeah, we can work together.
I can be a third backup. You hear shouting from the pilot cat while she's just like frantically checking
Yo,
everything
dude,
because this
we
is
got
amazing.
engineering like on lock. There's like 3 people, and look, this dude's a robot. Like, surely he can like do some engineering stuff, right?
Clark just turns like, I am also a capable engineer. That is correct.
Ava is not brilliant.
Called
but
it.
I can Ava's not brilliant at engineering, but I can command her, and she can probably like fix small things too. That's why she has arms.
She has arms.
That's why she has arms.
That's why she has arms. That's about it.
I was going to build her without arms, then I figured I wanted to do stuff, so I gave her arms.
You give her legs, and that's it, buddy.
So
And she has a camera, so I can also see what she's doing. That's also because, yeah, no. Go back to your discussion.
You should probably not check her camera while we are flying, though. Trust me, it's not good to look into more places at once, at the same time.
Don't check a video feed and drive.
I think there was an ad
Only
campaign
time.
all right.
Yeah,
So
I don't have to be a gunner, but if we're stuck, I've got computers 10, an engineer 10.
science officer. You don't necessarily need a science officer. They use the starship's computers, scanners, and other systems to identify threats, target foes, and navigate hazards. So during like starship combat, they would give you they could essentially, like how monks have some abilities to like read weaknesses and stuff. They can read, or they can help you target specific components of the other ship. So they will give a boost to the gunners and set the targeting to like, okay, target this specific area. So you could specifically shoot at the engines or specifically shoot, any.
What skills
part.
would that be?
Computers, I think, for science.
Yes. Science officer.
Okay, I
Every
really thought there was
action-
going to be someone on the ship that was like doing science experiments.
No.
Okay, so science officers,
I'm really in
they
character,
do
okay?
computers checks. So it would be
Okay.
computers and yeah, computers. Almost all computers.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a computer 9.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Damn.
I have 14.
I don't think I did
Holy
my
shit.
stats right. Jesus.
Holy shit.
It's like
I
skill,
think I
skill
did
my
and
stats
stuff,
right.
I
skill,
think I did my
mod.
stats right, but I'm afraid I did them wrong because of I rolled really well. And I have a lot of
I rolled
bonuses.
really good, but I just don't know what I'm doing.
Mood.
Is there like anything that has something to do with magic or mysticism? Like I read there was like an optional thing called a magic officer. If we don't like need one, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there is a magic officer that we could use. There's not a specific like role on this ship for it because most of the time they just like cast spells that buff like the ship or do things. So
My strengths are mysticism and talking to people.
Talking to
I have
people.
no science. I have no engineering.
Talking to
How
people
about-
is good.
How about piloting? Or just basic?
No.
Yeah.
I have none of them.
Oh, I'm
I
like
like
the
that.
other half of you, Zix, because I can talk to people too, but I don't know anything about magic.
yeah, so you can
Right.
yeah, you
That's
can be
really nice.
you can be a magic
Maybe-
officer.
Maybe we're the same person at some point.
I wouldn't mind purple fur. I
Yeah.
tried to dye it once, but it doesn't.
That's a lot of hair to dye, dude. Holy shit.
Well, what you do is, if you've ever seen a chinchilla, so you fill up a bathtub with a bunch of dye and you just roll around in it. It didn't stick.
Did you remember to bleach first?
That
That
sounds
sounds
messy.
I broke Sam.
It creeped so slowly into my head.
Get you just rolling around in a bathtub full of purple dye.
Oh, I should try that next
Oh
time.
no.
So, I mean, yeah, I can do a little bit of a lot of things.
I can do a lot of little things.
Oh, well, there we go.
Same.
I like that. Gidget
So-
is
I can
basically
do
a bard in this world.
Thanks.
Oh god.
We need a captain, and the captain needs to talk.
I have
Yeah,
talked
captain-
this.
the captain is a lot of like charisma based checks.
I mean,
So-
dude, there's been
So-
one person.
I am pretty good at those.
Hey.
I just can't believe that anyone would want Zix to be the captain.
So,
Here is my pitch. Here is my pitch. We have Gidget as the
Completely
captain and Zix as the backup captain.
Co-captain!
Co-captain.
Captain.
Co-captains.
Yeah,
first mate, you can always do first mates.
Number
that
one.
is true.
Oh, I'd be
Yo,
happy to be
Zix,
a
that's
first-
what you always wanted. Mates.
Oh my god!
That is true. That's really convenient. I like walk over to Gidget and I like stretch out two hands and I say, mate?
In what way?
Ooh.
I mean, there are several different possibilities.
Well, that's why I was asking.
Which one would you prefer?
Well, in some worlds that word means for reproductive choices. In another world, that means friends, and in other worlds, it means different levels of relationships. It might be a little early to choose the first one, since we're just getting to know each other.
That's true. We'll probably get to know each other first to see if this where this reality takes us.
Though, well, there you go. That's fine.
So maybe we should attempt the second one first?
We'll try that one. Yeah,
That sounds nice.
I'm open to all possibilities, though, as long as it's,
I
So-
like that.
Agreeable.
Same here. It's
I'm just
good to be
looking-
open-minded because there are so many possibilities.
I'm looking at the ship layout. I'm realizing.
Also, I took a peek, and in reality, while you actually managed to dye her for purple, you looked really nice.
I'm gonna try it again.
Keep at it.
Okay.
4 thumbs up.
Why only 4?
2 have always got to stay in the pockets to look cool
I mean-
and nonchalant.
I mean,
Coming up
I
in the
mean-
pockets.
I like to reserve the 6 for really special occasions.
Oh, it's like a scale. This is great.
I like that. Oh my god. I'm broken already.
So good.
Oh my god.
4,
Hi, Brad.
4 out of 6 thumbs up. Yes. Oh my god.
Brand's in chat. What did I miss? What's going on? We are being weird. As is our
And-
brand.
The engineering and science officer stations are also Orc's gun. So in theory, someone who is gunning could take one of those and just swap between them at one station.
That's
Yeah,
a good
if you
idea.
look at if you actually check out, everybody open up the Sunrise Maiden and just see, because you guys have 4 guns, I believe.
Yes.
So
Oh,
during like a gunner phase,
Jesus.
if say the engineer or the science officer didn't want to take their action during the engineering phase, they could switch over to the gunner, the auxiliary gunner, and use one of the guns on their, and they'll go on the gunner phase. But then they'll forego their engineering phase action.
Okay.
So that's why they're auxiliary gunners, because
Okay.
there's so many guns on this ship.
I mean,
I'm gonna nod and
also
pretend I
shoot.
understood what you mean.
Let's say.
I can do a little bit of a lot.
Does anyone mind if I do science officer then on the Orc's gunner seat?
Ah.
I
Go for it.
don't mind. Go for it.
Believe in yourself.
You'll do great.
Believe in.
I just have this very clear mental picture of Clark standing in the middle of all of these very short characters. It's like surrounded. It's like Neuraxis with the cats. He's just surrounded by.
Yeah. He's a 6 foot 100 pound android.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Covered in
Like-
robes.
How
And
tall
3
is the
feet
lady?
tall.
Then there's a stick insect in a branch.
I'm not even that big.
Sam, how tall is Blink?
Like 5'6".
Okay.
Like a normal. Okay.
Okay.
Normal. So we have like shorties and one really short one. Normal and giant. Again!
Yay.
Marvel
is
is
that-
also normal.
Yay.
Yeah. So we want an engineer / gunner then. That's what's left.
I can take that.
If I've got this right, I've got Bells as a dedicated gunner, Clark as a science officer, Gidget as the captain, Zix as the first mate, and Fidget as the pilot.
I could probably take a pilot. No, not pilot. Gunner / engineer.
Okay.
Because I think I can do both, but probably engineering better.
So yeah, engineering first, and then cool. We have a crew.
Hey.
Holy shit!
Woo!
Hooray.
Subject to us all realizing that our skills are completely wrong, but for now, we have a crew.
Oh shit, wait a minute. I've never done this in my life. Whoa.
What?
What's this thing do? Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Oh shit.
Chris, should we update the pilot? Because I think my piloting score is higher than what is on the sheet now. How do you update that?
it should have like a update pilot.
Yeah,
there.
but I clicked it and nothing happened.
Okay. Because I added you as the pilot.
Okay, then it's probably good. I don't know.
If I subtract you as the pilot and then update it, it doesn't do it.
Oh yeah, because it's my rank. I think it's
your
added.
ranks in pilot.
Oh.
Yeah, it has not. Yeah, it's not my bonuses or
Yeah.
my intelligence. My dex, I mean.
It's just your rank in
Okay.
piloting.
It's just my rank.
So
Okay.
is that right?
Alright.
Yeah, my rank is 6.
Okay.
So
Good.
I just
So
have a
your
lot of
rank
other
is
bonuses.
Rolls
Sick.
that you'll make will use
Yeah.
your piloting actual
Okay, good.
bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a 14 bonus, which means that no matter what, unless I roll a 1,
Jesus.
it's
You
not
have
going to be
pilot
bad.
14.
I have pilot 14, computers 14, engineering 14. Everything else is shit.
Them some
That's
big
fine, I'm just
numbers.
updating the sheet.
Fuck.
I can give you
Yeah,
all of my
I-
stats if you want.
I gave all of you control of the Sunrise Maiden, so
Yeah.
if
No
you
worries.
want to update it as much as possible, and even if you want to rename it, you can. You know, it's up to you. It's
And
your
as
ship
a gentle reminder to those watching, we've never played this game before, so we're learning.
now. So Gidget's the captain. You
Hi.
walk up to the captain's chair, you sit down, kind of turn on the screen, and
Oh.
as it comes on, you see this image kind of. It's kind of like an what is it, ASCII or whatever, the just text art, like where they just use like text to make artwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a face. It's a disembodied face, and it looks up at you and it says, "Greetings, Captain. I assume you are taking command of this ship. How can I help
Yes.
you?"
We need to leave. Where are we going again? She looks
Castro.
around. Thank you. That place. We're going there. And we have a pilot!
Shall I set courses to Castrovel?
Yes.
May I get a crew record? I need to update this. I am Gus.
Gus. Nice to
Clark,
meet you,
just-
Gus.
Clark just like flicks the record from his data pad to like send it to the ship. Just there you go.
Thank you. Updating crew record. All right. We are currently cruising. We will arrive in 6 days on Castrovel. Is there a specific city which I should look for to arrive in?
Camera up, please, Gus.
Cabarot, of course. And Gus just kind of disappears from your screen, and the ship goes to the pilot's hand, Sig. So if you want to make a piloting check for me.
That I can do.
Yay! First roll!
First roll of the game.
First roll.
First roll.
And that's a 10, so it's a 24.
Jesus
All right.
Criminy.
24.
Yes.
Big
You
numbers.
take to flying this ship. You flied several ships before. You know, it's business as usual. And the course is already set for you, so you know which direction you need to go. It's not as much of piloting to try and find your way. It's piloting just to make sure that you don't overuse the systems or burn out any of the engines. And the rest of you are free to walk around the cabin, kind of explore, get your bearings. It's 6 days to Castrovel, so if there's anything
Are
that
these doors here? These little things?
yeah, those are doors.
Cool. Just
All
double
of
check.
those, yeah, all of those little squares are doors to
Nice.
to each of the chambers, and then these are the airlock doors.
Cool.
Okay.
Makes
And you have an auxiliary airlock back here by the engine room in case like somebody's in the engine room and needs to leave. So yeah, feel free if there's anything that your characters want to discuss or do now. Otherwise, we could just go ahead and jump to 6 days later.
I think Gidget is just taking note of everyone's like preferences and likes and dislikes and just trying to learn about everybody, and is very, very, very invested in Clark because he doesn't elicit emotions.
He does not.
And is constantly just like, so do you like this? What about this? What about the color blue? What do you feel like about blue?
What about any emotion at all? No? Cool.
Not to
Thing
be
is, he
annoying,
gets-
just to try to get to know him.
He gets a thing for being an android that's a flat affect. So sense motive against him is more difficult because he doesn't have
A motive.
Facial
Because
features
everything-
or reactions, like
yeah.
physical reactions to things, or
Yeah.
Gorans, the character, the race I am, have this really great negative that they get in a very specific situation, and I'm really keen for it to come up at some stage.
Oh God.
No.
It's gonna be really great.
He gets woodworm. I don't.
No, I-
Gotta watch out
Ash
for lights.
borers.
Oh, man.
No.
We have to varnish
God.
our Goran every once in a while.
Oh, God.
Creosote.
Just
just
gotta
like-
lather up before any mission, otherwise I get infested.
Wow.
Just got one of those fence sprayers, just like.
Need a tiny fence around me to keep all the bugs out.
Yeah, when Gidget is like peppering him with questions, would she like knock the door, or just is she the kind of person that just like bursts in?
Oh no, she
Just
would
like-
never barge in. No, no, no.
Okay. So yeah, occasionally you'll come in and he's like in the process of like screwing his hand back on, or like just basic maintenance, like or he's hooked. There's a cable coming out from the hood somewhere, like directly into like a computer monitor or mainframe or whatever. Like he never types at a keyboard. He will physically just like plug his head in to the thing and just like. Yeah, all his responses are like a scale of 1 to 10. It's like, what do you think of blue? And he's just like, a 6. It's a good color for like. It's like it's the color of these things, these things, these things. It is the 6th most popular color for the painting
Oh
of
my
a
God.
male human's room. Like it's all just
Wow.
Just all very objective
Yeah.
things. No subjective content at all.
Amazing.
No. Like very occasionally there'll be something where he is like I like red. My eyes are red, and then the lights will like come up a bit more in his face or whatever. Just like
Oh, now I get it. Okay.
All right. Anything else that you all want to discuss?
I was
I
gonna say,
think just before, yeah, do you think?
you go
Uh,
first. You go first.
Okay, sure. I think just before we like launch off, Bells is gonna come into the like cockpit and be like, "Yo, Fidget, do you have to drive for 6 days straight?"
No.
But the computer said, "Bruh, it was like 6 days away."
Yeah, I don't have to sit there. I just have to make sure that everything is going steady. I don't sit here.
Okay,
I don't
wait.
fly
So
the entire time. I do sleep. I go sleep. I go eat.
okay, good. It's just I was like 6 days, bro. That's like crazy, dude.
I can barely stay up 18 hours straight. So
Dude, same. So same. I'm like 6 hours. All right, cool. Just double checking. I thought that was crazy, dudes, but it's all good.
but if you want to take over sometime, feel free.
Yo,
it's not-
yeah, I
we
haven't
have a
been on the
course,
cockpit in ages.
Yeah, feel
Look,
free.
if you're feeling sleepy or you're doing a thing, just be like, "Yo, Bells," and I'll be like, "Yo, Fidget, what's up?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, dude, do the thing," and I'll be like, "Yeah, dude," and then I'll do the thing.
Yeah, dude. Sure.
You said the thing that I'd say.
It's
I like it.
spreading.
All right, peace out.
Blake has been standing in the corner taking notes of your conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I was gonna say is that when Fidget is not like actively controlling, you'll just see her somewhere around, just like fidgeting on this like handheld controller device that she's making, or any other sort of like she might be around fixing stuff, and she's always like talking to herself. But like you see like Ava swirling around, so clearly she's not talking to herself, but she's talking to a drone that cannot really talk back, and she's just
I don't think like Clark would not be bothered by that at all.
No.
Like most of the time he's plugged in, he's just like going through the computers to see if anything if there is anything weird from when the people went missing, he's just like checking through all the logs or whatever. But that also means that occasionally he will just be talking to Gus, just like
Having a conversation.
yeah, he's just like wandering through the ship in like, and it's not necessarily words; it's just crazy like beeps and whistles of binary as he's just like just talking to the ship, like.
Six would when Six would walk by past Fidget sometime and see her talking like to the drone, but looks like she's talking to herself. Six would give her a 5 thumbs up and be like, "Nice, I do that too sometimes." And then she would find a seat in the ship that we had where you could get the best view to the outside, probably in the cockpit. And she would just take a seat there and then just stare out into space for like hours. Sometimes humming to herself, sometimes just like talking, but just staring out there. But like not just like spacing out, but looking out there like with great interest. And like other people would look out there and it's just space, like just dark, and there's nothing there. But she looks at it as if she's like, like watching a show or something.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, so these 6 days pass by. Nothing really major happens. It's just empty space for what you can see, um, and you make it to Castrovel with no issues. And as you pull into Castrovel, you get a alert. Gus comes up on your screen. Captain, incoming message from Kabarat Port Authority. Attention.
On screen.
Attention, we need you to land, and we would like to inquire your business here in Kabarat. Please go through Port Authority. We will have customs official briefly interview you about your business in Kabarat.
You heard the man, Fidget.
Will
So
do, Captain.
You take landing procedures, and the ship lands, and you see this vibrant planet of sparkling blue oceans, continents blanketed with vividly green forests, swirls of clouds.
Is there anything any of you would rather they do not see?
Is there anything what?
Is there anything any of you would rather they do not see? And he like gestures to his like sniper rifle that's in the locker, and he's just like,
I mean, Starmaster, as far as we're aware, there aren't any major restrictions on like small arms on Castrovel, right?
No. Weapons are entirely allowed and everything throughout the city. Most people carry arms on them just as a precaution, as this is like fauna and flora are very dangerous on Castrovel. So a lot of people just keep arms on them just because of the flora and fauna.
Okay.
okay, it's not like they're gonna go through our bags
So
and be
it's
like,
not
you have a
something-
hacking kit, you must be a criminal, and just like,
Yeah.
No, it's not something. It's not like customs where they're going to be like, get rid of all of your weapons.
Sure.
Oh, is that bottle more than 17
You have a
ounces?
water bottle? What?
This is 17.5 ounces. How dare you?
Yeah.
You must be a terrorist. It's hand soap. I'm sorry.
Nail
4
clippers?
rolls of
Not
toilet
too
paper?
much.
Yeah. Nail file?
That
you can't have nail
pudding
clippers.
is technically
yeah.
liquid. Can't do it.
Okay.
So you fly in and you just see this beautiful, vibrant city. These structures the architecture looks somewhat elven. It's as if these spires just sort of grow. They look like they grow naturally out of the ground, but they are made of like metals and glass and all of the things you would expect from a modern society, but they just look so natural in their shape and their structure. And as you land on the Port Authority landing pad, you exit the ship and you are greeted by a Lashunta who's dressed in looks like very official garments, and 3 Lashunta guards who each have rifles on them. And the fancy-looking Lashunta comes up and, yes, I would like to talk to the captain. We need to interview your crew and see what your business here in Kabarat is.
That's me.
Yes, okay. So it seems like you have 2 Yosokis, an android, a Gorin, a Shirin, and a Skitterman. Okay. Are you importing any foreign life forms to the city of Kabarat?
No?
And who is your local contact here in Kabarat?
Oh, his name is Waylash.
Okay. And where will you be visiting, and for how long will you be staying?
We're headed with him to the university, and the length of the stay is unknown. We're here on behalf of the Starfinder
right.
Society.
Oh, okay. Starfinders. All right, I see. Don't get many of you here. The university, are you talking about the University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, of course. All right. Well, it seems we'll just have to, if I may have a word with you, we will probably have to disinfect your pet, before you are allowed to access the city, if that's okay.
Pet?
Do we have a pet?
Yes, the Skittermander there. Yes, they'll have to undergo a quick disinfection procedure. It's completely fine.
Oh,
We do this on a daily basis.
oh, sorry for the misunderstanding. I'm not the pet. I'm the captain's mate.
That's my first mate. How dare you?
Yeah,
I'm
that's 6.
I'm sorry, I was unaware that it talked.
Starfinders take everyone. Can I sense motive on this piece of crap?
Sure, go ahead and sense motive.
I want to sense motive too.
13.
13. All right, you get the feeling that we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
11.
Oh god. Okay, so we've
You get
got
the feeling
some,
that some meta is coming in.
yeah, intermission announcements real quick. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Give everybody a chance to stretch their legs, and we'll be right back, everybody.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So sense
So-
motive.
Yes.
On this
Sense
guy.
motive.
I
And
got an 11.
Okay, that was a joke.
I was like, pilot, what the? Alright.
Intangibility.
Sorry.
You see the ship
Oh, she's-
just warp out of reality.
Yeah.
Mel
Just
stole our
picked up.
ship.
Zoomp.
So you try and read this guy. You kind of get a sense of like pretentiousness, but you can't really tell if it's him being pretentious or if it's just the culture of like maybe they really don't like admitting certain races. Maybe they've had trouble with certain races in the past bringing in diseases or stuff like that. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
He's very good at hiding it.
Okay.
So if you don't mind having your Skittermander there, just it shouldn't take very long. It's maybe a 10-minute process.
Here's the thing. If she goes, we all go. So, except for the android, he doesn't need it. He's fine. They're fine.
That could be arranged as well if there's a need. I mean,
No,
I mean,
I
I
think
don't mind
you're.
the sour.
I mean, I think you're misunderstanding. Zix is my first mate. She's part of the crew.
make an
That's
intimidation.
the agreement.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Part of the
Part of the
ship,
ship, part of
part
the
of the
crew.
crew. Part of the ship, part of the
26.
crew.
Holy shit.
Oh fuck.
19 on the
I was gonna offer assistance, but you don't need it.
So he looks down at his chart and just kind of like scrolls up a couple times. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, Starfinders. Yeah, everything checks out here. Okay.
Yep. I'm
thank
sure you just forgot a note or something left. It's
yeah,
no worries.
It's right here. It says you do. Yeah.
Whatever medical checks we have to join the Starfinders would like include the things they're cleaning for. Like, yeah, it's just like...
Please enjoy your time in Kabarat. Thank you. And just kind of hurriedly just motions to the guard. Come on. And just walks on to the next ship. that's
Gidget
coming
waits
in
until they're
forward.
out of earshot, turns around and goes, "Did I do okay?"
Yeah, you
Right.
tell him, dude. Woo!
I'd like to
That
think
was amazing, dude.
Gidget tries to like chest bump with you or whatever you're trying to do and just like misses because she's
Yep.
tiny.
I mean, I am also tiny. I think we're just both
Fair.
uncoordinated.
Okay. You were just uncoordinated. Yeah, that's also
Yep.
fair.
Very good.
Zix, anybody ever
Aw,
gives you trouble, you to bring them over to me and I'll just punch them.
Jesus.
We
Okay,
can also
that
just
sounds
talk
like
to
fun.
them. Oh,
If we could refrain from acts of physical violence
I-
while we are
Yeah.
on world,
It was
and
kind of
yeah,
a
begins
it's
joke.
to,
what he
like,
said.
It was a joke, Clark. It's
Oh.
Some,
Yeah,
like
that
a-
was
like a-
Gidget
talking
did solve
punch
it by
in the face.
talking.
that was a good joke.
Let's go find our dude. Oh
Zix
god,
is
Bells
just
is
gonna walk
infecting me.
to-
Oh no.
Six was just gonna walk up to Gidget and say, "I'm very grateful, mate." And then, like, she touches you and cast Charming Veneer on you. Which, if we encounter any more like troubles within the next 10 minutes, you have 1 second. You have +1 circumstance bonus, whatever that is, to charisma checks and charisma-based skill checks. And additionally, if you wanted to make a diplomacy check to gather information, you can do that in only 10 minutes.
Oh.
It will take you only 10 minutes to get the information.
that might be useful to find way loss if talking to people at the port.
He's not just
It's a
standing on the
cantrip. I
edge
can
and,
do-
like,
I
holding
can do
his-
that as often as I want.
Starfinders.
Oh, like, just and you'll just look so charming that everyone just comes and talks to you and give you information. Apparently,
Okay.
How does Zix do magic? Is it like, does she have a wand? Is it like all 4 arms are making crazy like?
are you gonna ask her that? How she
No, I
does
think he's
magic?
like watching what she's like to see. Is it like hand motions and magic words? Is it like?
I think it looks like for a moment she just stares off into the distance and her eyes sort of like cloud over, and then she like reaches out with one of her many hands into like just like thin air and just grabs something and pulls it to her and then like transfers it to Gidget. I think that's what it would look like.
Nice.
Cool.
That's awesome. So we gotta go find our guy. Start looking around.
Do we know where he is?
I was say, could I use my profession clerk to, like, the bureaucratic solution? Be like, okay, we need to go to this desk, ask for these people, just like you would with paperwork, getting anything signed off. Just like, okay, this is where we need. This is the
Or if we
correct
find a-
method of doing things.
Or if we find a computer, we might find like information. We can see if yeah.
Like a public terminal.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have to be public.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Alrighty then. Okay.
So, as you all are walking into the spaceport, now that you've got past security, you've got kind of past the fences, the port security. You see as you walk in, you see this male Demaya Lashunta holding up this this like data pad, and on it says Starfinders, and he's just holding it up. And he just looks really excited, and he's like just looking at people passing by, and just kind of like,
Yo, dudes!
Pointing to the
Six,
sign, and like,
6 points. 6 points, and says, "I think that's our guy," but she points like 3 meters to the left of the dude, where there's no one standing.
Just like the right vicinity.
Yeah, the right vicinity, but not at the guy. I think he wants to talk to us.
Go! Go get him! Let's go get him.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
all right. So you approach
Oh.
this. This is what he looks like. His name is Wayloss, and he's just kind of standing there. Starfinders? Yeah, Starfinders.
That's us.
Starfinders?
That's us.
Affirmative.
Like you guys? Oh man, I'm so excited. I've never worked with Starfinders before. I'm
Neither,
so
dude.
excited. I mean, I heard about the drift rock and everything, and it's crazy. I'm a postdoctoral student here, and it's blowing my mind. Like, it's wrinkling my brain right now. I can't believe that there's some ancient civilization that had built this technology. It's just amazing. It's so great to meet all of you. Oh man, I can't believe I'm meeting Starfinders. Do you mind if I take a picture of this? And he kind of turns around, holds up his data pad, and takes kind of like a selfie with you guys. It's like,
Chuck
oh,
up a
man,
peace
yes.
sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
3 people do the peace sign at the same time.
Like just
I
like
can
an
do
awkward smile
6
and
at the
thumbs up.
same time.
Oh, damn.
6. 6.
But he's only getting 3. I don't know him that well yet.
I just understood your name. I'm an idiot.
6.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, I did not think of that. That is a big coincidence.
You take 20 psychic
I was like,
damage
huh?
and fall unconscious.
Oh.
Um,
I mean, that was totally planned. I'm great at naming and don't just pull up random letters that sound fun.
Everything is on a scale out of 6. It's just an accent.
Yeah, from 1 to 6.
Oh,
so Wayloss,
It's just her accent. The paperwork's never been filled in properly.
God
It's
damn
just
it.
this entire time.
Someone fucked it up once, and you're just like, okay, just leave it as that. That's fine.
exactly. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Oh, God. Just
So
own it,
Wayloss-
Julia.
Wayloss offers to help you, around Kabarat, kind of show you around, and he leads you guys out to the street, and he hails a robo-taxi to carry you to the heart of Kabarat, which is where the University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology is. So you guys take the taxi, and it wends its way into the city. Trees give way to elegant towers of carbon fiber, glass, steel, each one artistically sculpted to create a stunning forest of dazzling skyscrapers. The University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology is just north of the downtown commercial district, and it consists of about 10 or so buildings that are scattered over a campus of groomed lawns and gardens. So on your way there, Wayloss is just super excited and kind of nervous, like he's not really talking too much, but just kind of like, and you guys roll up to one of the buildings, and Wayloss is like, all right, this is the building where we'll meet Professor. She's kind of my mentor in a way. She might be able to help you with the drift rock research and any of that. So if you don't mind following me, and makes his way up to up the stairs into the building. As you guys enter the building, you see this lobby, and you see several what looks like journalists, different races of Lashunta, Kasatha. You see a couple Shirin and a couple Yusoki, all of them with like cameras and like microphones and like, can you tell me about Dr. Alabian's 21-2 and his incendiary lecture? Excuse me, can I get past the desk? And the front desk worker is just on wit's end. You see the receptionist, a male Karasha Lashunta, and he's just like, he's on the phone like, yeah, I need security down here as fast as possible. I don't know, there's journalists, they want to talk to Alabians. Please, hello? Yeah, can I get to the dean's office? I need to talk to the dean, please. So these journalists are just sitting there, and Wayloss is like, I don't know if we're going to be able to get in or not. We might need to ask the front desk.
Ooh. Just look at everybody else. Should we try to intervene here, or should we just try to get past?
What do you think?
I mean,
tear gas may be an effective dispersal. It's just like...
that might be a little drastic. Innocent people and all that.
Yeah, the real poor receptionist seems quite stressed already. I mean, it's no surprise the desk is on fire.
I can turn
Oh,
on
wait.
some of the.
Wait. No, not yet.
What?
The desk is not on.
I can overload one of the electronics in the nearby area to cause a distraction or just a disturbance. I don't know.
My dudes, why did
See,
we just
I
walk
said
in
the
here
desk
and
is not
instantly
yet on
raise
fire.
some... We've
What
been in here for 5 seconds, and already we're sabotaging dudes and dropping tear gas bombs. Bruh.
I can make some ghost sound to distract the person.
I can make those too. We could make them together.
Could make a lot of ghost sounds.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
It would
no.
sound like 40 people.
I'm just gonna push my hood down and start.
Use your words, please.
Just. Yes, hello. I'm Gidget. Yes, hello. Would anyone like to come and talk to me? Hello.
Can I help you? Do you have an appointment?
I'm trying to get the journalist's attention.
Oh, yes. Is there something? Can I help you? Do you know anything about Alabian's 21-2?
Recognize me.
You have icon, don't you?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Size.
Gidget? Is that...
Yes, the Gidget, the only Gidget, the author of The Power of Talk. Would you like to talk to me?
Oh my god. I don't. I came here for an interview with.
I'm just motioning the rest of the crew around me. Go.
Good day to you.
Let's see. What check can I make? A persuasion check, if there is.
Can I, as we step up to her,
Diplomacy?
Can I cast Charming Veneer on Gidget again as we step up to her? Can I cast Charming Veneer again? It's a cantrip that I have, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that gives me
it just gives you
+1?
+1 to charisma checks.
22.
Whew. Okay, so you're able to you pull off a couple of the journalists, and a couple of them come over and they're like, Gidget, can you give us an interview about your latest book? Yes, Gidget. Is there any truth to the story behind the death of one of the main characters of your book? We're wondering, is it true that you are actually not the writer?
Well, one,
Just a
I
bunch of
mean,
just like
yes,
stupid
and just
questions.
go
like,
through. I'll
back
go
to
through
back.
that rigmarole and kind of leave them with the whole. And if you want to know more, I am now with the Starfinder Society, so I'm sure you can find out more later. And I'm gonna like fucking bolt out of there as fast as possible.
So as you do this, some of the journalists kind of after they get kind of the interview with Gidget, they kind of walk out and seem kind of satisfied, but there's still quite a group up by the front desk. And as you guys try and like skate around like the front desk, the receptionist kind of like, whoa, hey, I'm sorry, I can't let you guys go up there. And these doors are secured. There's actually like, it looks as though there's some kind of button or command that the receptionist would have to do to let you up, which is what's keeping all of these journalists at bay. He said, please, if you could wait just a second. I'm trying to get security in here to take care of these journalists. And I mean, I've tried to get a hold of the dean. I'm just really overwhelmed. It's like my second week working here. I just...
Oh, you're doing great.
Oh, thanks. I'm just so overwhelmed. I mean, if that stupid doctor hadn't have given that incendiary lecture with his violent xenophobia, we wouldn't even be having this problem right now.
Is there anything we could do to help?
Yeah, if you guys can convince these crazy journalists to leave and get out somehow,
Should
This
try to
fidget.
distract them, Blink? Oh, sorry.
Can Fidget see any like like I have the overload thing? Can I see anything that does Fidget see anything that she thinks? Oh, this would make sense to like stun for a minute to get like the attention or the.
I mean, you see
someone's camera. Just...
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
a
just
lot
like
of them have cameras. A lot of them have like
Explodes.
microphones, like data pads and stuff out, just trying
Yeah.
to get any
Fidget-
kind of.
You'll just see Fidget like aim her little like handheld device that she's like working with constantly and just be like presses a button and then one of the cameras just like fizzles out for like a round with like it's non-functional for a round. So.
And you see this Lashunta just kind of like shake their camera like, what the hell? Damn it! Hey, we gotta go back to the van and get another battery or something. This thing is messing up.
It doesn't say how many times I can do that, so I'm just gonna keep doing it the same.
All right.
Like every round, just doing it.
So you see, is there a check for that or anything?
No, because I think it's mostly used for it's just as a standard action you can cause a short in an electronic device, and then it's where is it? If you use overload on an item or armor upgrade in someone's possession, the owner can attempt a reflex saving throw to negate the effect.
Okay.
So
And that will be, I don't know, do a round up or do a round down on when you're halving something.
You round down.
You round
Down. Okay, then it's.
I mean, they're not going to
a
make the
DC
reflex saves.
It's a DC of 15 reflex save.
Okay. So you're only able to get maybe one or two of the cameras to actually misfunction, but it is enough that a couple of them are starting to go out, and they're kind of like looking around like, what the heck? Like, who are these people? And Kimsey looks over and is like, if you guys can like pretend to be security or something and try and get them to leave, I don't know, wave your guns around or something. It would be great help.
I wanna look to Blink and like ask, should we try our things now? Make some ghostly sounds.
What should we make
could-
sounds of to make them
We
leave?
could make them like outside and like make it seem like there's a big like commotion outside, so they might want to go and investigate and report on that.
Yeah, we make sounds of like commotion and maybe sounds of like cameras. So maybe they think like something big is happening.
Like a lot of people talking, like maybe a small explosion. Like I feel like they probably would want to cover the news on that. I'm
What
not
is
sure.
the
I don't watch the news a lot because I already see so much shit in my head. But but I think that is the kind of stuff they would want to report on.
I would think so. Yeah.
You're gonna distract
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Let's try to make some ghostly sounds.
that sounds good. So this is a spell. So we can make sounds like a small explosion or the sound of like people just talking or like shouting and stuff. And like one is like about 20 people. So together we could get like around the sound of like a group of 40 people, and we'll probably like throw it like outside the doors to like
Okay.
get their attention and go outside to check what's up.
Okay. Go ahead
Ooh.
to see if you can get an accurate like representation of these voices and kind of get enough clamor and stuff outside. Okay, 22 and 23. All right, yeah. So the rest of you hear what sounds like similar to what you heard when you walked in the building, like journalists like asking like Alabians, can I need it. And you hear it coming from outside, and a bunch of the journalists just kind of look over, and they turn around and they run out. And they run outside of the building. So now the lobby is empty of journalists, and you see a Kimsey just light up, and he runs over and he locks the door. He's like, "Oh, thank you."
Yay.
Oh, oh my
Fist
gosh.
bump. And I
What-
offer Blink a fist to bump.
What can
Take your pick.
I
what can I
bumped the
help you
fist.
with? Who are you guys here to see? And Waylas will say, yeah, we're actually here to see Professor Muhali. She's gonna help us with some Starfinder stuff. Okay, let me check. Man, it looks like, ooh, it looks like she's currently very busy. Let me see something. Okay, if I put that here and move this, okay. So I've changed her schedule. You guys have an appointment with her. It's only for a little bit. I was only able to squeeze about 30 minutes in, but I can let you past and let you up to her office. Thank you so much for helping.
Oh, that's great. What's your name?
My name, it's a Kimsey. I'm actually a student here, and I just kind of work as a receptionist part-time, kind of, make ends meet.
You did a really good job. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Clark
And
just like
he-
adds her to the report as like a person that helped. Like, it's like.
And he taps a couple buttons on a pad, and you see the doors just open up, and the stairs are right there. And so all of you get 600 XP for passing that.
Ooh.
So if you want to record that.
What XP would we have to be on to be level 3? Does anyone know?
Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Wait, aren't we already level 3?
Yes, so it's that plus 600, but I don't know.
Oh.
It is to level. Well, at third level, you'd be 3,300.
There you
Okay,
go.
so it's 39.
And fourth is 6,000.
There we go.
There you go. Got quite a ways. And also, since you have an official appointment, you get a +2 circumstance bonus to bluff and diplomacy checks to influence Professor Mahali.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So you make your way through the linguistic anthropology department, and Waylos sort of leads you over to Mahali's door, and he says, "All right, I have to leave. I actually have class right now, so this is Professor Mahali's office. She should be in there, and she should be able to help you out. It was really great meeting you guys. Thanks." And just kind of bolts off.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
So the office is unlocked. The office door is unlocked, so
Okay.
you can feel free to enter if you wish.
Knock.
Yes, can I help you?
We're from the Starfinder Society.
Oh,
We have an appointment.
That
come
too.
in. So you open the door, and this office is clean, it's roomy, and it's very orderly. There's a large desk that stands imposingly before a broad window. Let me move you over to her office.
Yeah. Nope.
That offers a charming view of a nearby park, and there's a small table in one corner that has a quartet of chairs around it. Near the window is a wide examination table covered with broken fragments of stone, many of which bear incomplete words or letters written in a spiraling text. Several tiny fountains throughout the room burble soothingly and shimmer with soft light. And there in the corner, let me drag her out. Bam. Bam. You see Professor Muhale.
Okay.
So, just like, yes, what can I help you with? Apparently you have a schedule. You have an appointment with me. Who are you? What are you here for? How can I help you?
We're from the Starfinder Society. Hear about the Drift Rock.
Gotcha. And how may I help you?
We were hoping you could help us unravel the research that, what was his name, Zahn?
Zahn.
Zahn. Yes, his notes. Yes. We're trying to figure out the we're missing a crew. We're on their old ship.
I'm not in any position to assist you or instruct my department to assist you. Not until I can resolve this current debacle.
What happened?
One of my colleagues, Alabians 21-2, gave a rather incendiary public lecture last night in which he examined a war from nearly a millennium ago and used the cultural fallout from it to rationalize the genocide of the Formian species. Even before the Lashunta city-states and Formian colonies signed peace accords 30 years ago, such brutal conclusions would have been dismissed. But now, he's fomenting hate crimes under the guise of pure logic and anthropology. This is not what the university stands for, but it's what the public now believes. I've placed him on academic leave and restricted his access to the university resources until I can get all of this cleaned up.
Has he done anything like that before, or even shown any smidgen of, I want to talk about a bunch of dead people who should be dead, but...
I mean, Alabians isn't a bad professor. He's just too logical. Doesn't consider the things that he's saying to be taken the wrong way. He states it as fact, and once he states something as fact, he defends it to no end.
So why do all of these people think that he's got the right opinion?
It's not that they think he has the right opinion, it's that he said something so inflammatory against the Formian race. It's caused such a ruckus here. It's not that people are agreeing with him, it's that that's not what this university needs to be known for. We don't need to be known for, xenophobia.
Hate?
I mean, yeah, we're the xenoanthropology department. We're supposed to be studying and appreciating other cultures, other alien species. This goes completely against the university.
I'm gonna poke Clark. You speak logic, right?
Correct.
You think you can get through to this guy? Get him to recant?
I can certainly try.
What if we get him to back down? Why don't you just fire him? I don't understand.
And she, like, you see her reach up and, like, massage the base of her antenna. Ugh. Maybe what the university needs right now is to smooth this over quickly. And Alabian's 21-2 is not listening to anything I say. He has not quite violated enough protocols to be dismissed. Firing him would otherwise be good for optics. I think the media would settle for a public apology. If you can convince him to do that, I should be able to handle the rest. And then maybe I can see about getting some sort of help from the department for you and this drift rock research.
I just
and
poke Clark
looking
again.
at Zahn's research.
That you see the like hood and mask just tilt down.
Yeah. Or we can use Zix and spook him.
That sounds
Where-
quite like fun.
Or Bells
Where
could
is
just
my-
like, I don't know. Bells, what do you think? What would you do to this guy if you just met him and he was a hateful piece of crap?
Probably just shoot him, I guess.
I mean, we could do that
Just
too.
sneak up. Yeah, look, sneak up. They'll never see me coming, dudes, and then just pa-cha!
Cha.
Kick him in the butt with a sword. A laser sword. Wait, where did I put that? Oh.
Amazing.
We are Starfinders. Please try to have a little decorum.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't know what it means.
Where can we locate Alabian's 2112? 21-2.
His office is down the hall, 3 doors to the right. His name's on the placard on the outside. Just let me know what he says.
Should we make another appointment, or can we just knock on your door again?
You can just knock, it's fine.
Okay.
And she just turns around and goes
Nice.
back to the stones on her desk and kind of goes back to just trying to get her mind off of this.
So Clark will like hold the door to like let the 7 dwarves toddle out.
So nice of you.
Because that's the image I have in my head now. Is like
Brother Clark and the 7 dwarves.
Oh boy.
it's like 2 Tales of Redwall, Stitch, like
Yeah. Yep.
Baby Groot and Bugman. It's like,
So
That's the gang.
but I'll turn back to the professor and just like very calmly across the room. He just says re-education or disposal.
Re-education? I don't want
And he
this
does
to
it, and like that's it, and then he just like looks
messy.
out. He's just like,
Like her, she goes massaging the base of her antenna like, I do not get paid enough for this.
it's so
I
good.
think she's really happy that the Starfinders on the case. Hell yeah.
We are highly qualified for this.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Should I leave her a copy of my book when we go?
Oh, you
Let
can
me
do that.
let
It's a
me
good
wait.
read.
Give me a moment. She will appreciate that, even though she won't say so.
I'm used to that.
Ooh.
right, I guess we head for his office.
Yeah.
She'll read it.
All right.
Clark, the numbers in this guy's name, does that mean he's an android too?
Highly likely.
Go ahead and make a, let me see, a culture check.
Can I do that too?
Yeah, anybody who wants to make a cultures check
Woo!
on Alabian's 21-2's name, you can go
I
ahead.
have no culture.
21.
23.
14.
So 21, 23. Anybody else wanting to make the check?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
I got no
So
Me neither.
It's intelligence.
It's like the opposite of Alicia.
So, Fidget and Gidget, you kind of think about this, and you get a sense that you've heard mentioned that there's this famous scholar named Alabians who lived in the year 21 AG, or 21 after Gap, which he published this radically anti-conventionalist text, and there's a famous line in it. When the past is unknown, we must make a tradition of challenging so-called tradition. And you get a sense that this is something that contemplatives do. Contemplatives will take, they'll abandon their childhood name for one that is based on a favorite quote or an intellectual hero of them. So in this case, it is the second article published by Alabians in the year 21. And in knowing this, you two have a +2 circumstance bonus to skill checks to influence Alabians 21 too.
Nice.
So, as you walk into his office, you see dust, debris, discarded papers all over the floor of this chaotic, disorganized office. There's a single chair that stands in the corner, and the desk and shelves are crowded with books, scrolls, statuettes, and loose computer hardware like wiring and stuff like that, just laying all over. And there you see this creature. Pull them over. You see this giant floating
What the
brain
fuck is that?
with what looks like spidery legs and body, a spider-like body, holding this statue. And
The hell?
in your mind, you don't see a mouth, but in your mind, you hear, "Yes, hello.
Oh,
Can
God.
I assist you?"
I should push Clark forward.
Are you here about my lecture that I recently gave?
I'm very confused. Is this real or not?
It's real.
I don't know.
Well, I finally spent too much time around Zix.
Ava's just flying frantically around.
Professor Alabians, I assume.
Yes, that is me, Alabians 21 too. How can I help you?
There have been some disturbances as a result of your more recent works.
Yes, I'm aware. My lecture was offensive, as they say, but offense indicates a narrow perspective in the listeners. I analyzed ancient Lashunta armies' strategies against their Formian neighbors and concluded that the former's conditioned sentimentality inhibited more effectively destructive actions against their longtime enemies. The audience found my conclusion upsetting. Other species are endlessly fascinating.
He when he says that, he takes a minute and looks at the assembled group and is like, I concur. And it's just
We are pretty doped.
So what is it that you would like to discuss with me?
a retraction.
A
What is
retraction? On what grounds? What academic report do you have, Android?
A responsibility to learning, to institutions.
The very point of learning is to take what has happened, what is done, and understand it to better the future. I merely presented these facts. It was them who found it offensive.
But I think everyone has the responsibility to not offend people, especially not like entire races.
You're
Yes.
having to infer their traditions. You're making an assumption that would be countermand to Alabians.
And what do you know of Alabians?
Like it's like a whirring and a clicking. That it's the quote, the 21-2 quote, just like speaker, some quote, like almost like a recording somewhere in the in
Like
his
a
head.
phonograph.
He's just like,
Make a make a diplomacy check.
Can I try to assist?
Yeah, you can go ahead and assist.
Okay.
And Fidget, if you want to assist as well, you can.
Yes.
how does assist work? What do I?
So assist, you roll for it, and I believe it's a DC 10.
I want to say 10. I think you're right.
It's a DC 10, and if you make it, you get a +2. So for every successful assist that they do, you get a +2. So if you
Okay.
get two successful assists, it's +4 to your roll.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
What do we add? Do we just like roll?
It's
11.
just a roll.
Oh, 3.
Okay, so that's one success. So you get a +2 to your roll for a diplomacy check.
And we have +2 from knowing that thing, whatever it was called from before.
knowing the text.
So 25 total then.
25. Okay.
+2 and a +2, yeah.
No.
I am not very good, but that's a good roll.
That's a really good roll. You see Alabian's brain kind of like bob for a second as he's kind of like mulling it over. You see it lean to one side and kind of like, all right. But I see. The problem is, I'm on track to attain tenure at this university in several more years, requiring practically twice as long an observation period as a Lashunta would. I might add, likely because my assessors are compensating for inferiorities, real or perceived. This incident reflects an egregious stain on my record that challenges my advancement in scholarly recognition here. She must agree to erase this insult from my file. I have spoken with her about the matter, and her judgment is clouded by stress and emotion. If she truly cared about scholarly integrity, she would debate my assertions. Instead, she stoops to censorship in violation of the university's free speech principles.
Like looks at the others like, we can speak to them.
If Professor Mahali has suspended me, and barring the unlikely intervention by a dean, only she can undo this. Your convincing her to do so would allow me to help. It will also repair the damage she has dealt. And if you do that, you will have my undivided attention. What is it exactly that you're after here on Kabarat?
Data pertaining to the drift.
Yes, well, that's quite a lot of data. Is there any specifics?
The Drift Rock, the missing Starfinders, Zahn's notes.
Zahn? Halqueen's on. Oh, I reviewed the entirety of Zahn's original notes early here as faculty, and to my considerable knowledge, only Dr. Solstani has studied them more recently. Zahn's methodology was imperfect, catering to an uneducated reader's lexicon, fetishizing the exotic, and conveying a pathological love of his self-image as an adventurer, likely to earn money, or as some elaborate mating ritual. As a result, his work is scientifically wanting, and his conclusions are doubtful. Nevertheless, his notes provide enough detail to hypothetically retrace his steps.
That's the goal. We have a duty to find the missing Starfinders and report back. And I just look at everybody. Out the door. Out the door. Out the door.
Just like nods stiffly and like then turns and just...
Thank you so much for your time. We will confer.
Yes, of course. Enjoy your time here in Cabaret. And just kind of floats back over and continues.
It's been real lovely so far.
Yes, of course. Enjoy.
Shut the door. I don't like that guy.
When Rod's...
I was about to say,
No, I was lying
not
to
like
him.
that dude.
I don't like that guy. We don't need him. Do we need him?
I hope not, dude.
Yes.
Excuse my language,
I mean,
but
he
he
did.
seems like a atoll.
A fart. A real big one.
Oh,
We need him to retract
A
his
real
statement.
brain fart.
Is that not the function of the entire endeavor?
I think
just
we-
like turning
yeah, but
backward and forward.
He gave us something. I don't know if he meant to or not. He gave us a different name.
Yeah, there's someone else we can talk to. We
Yeah.
can go around this guy.
No, we still require Zix's notes. Mohali had...
Error.
there's clearly some like flow chart in his head where he was like, yes or no, and suddenly there's like this third path. Time to pass.
Neuraxis's blue screen and Ada's video comes back to haunt you one more time.
Yes.
literal blue screen. this time.
Literally.
Oh god. I mean, this is just me. He seems like a douche. Sorry. He's kind of a douche, though.
Agreed.
Yeah, what was that other name he gave that looked over the notes that we're trying to
Dr.
look over?
Silstani.
So we'll just look around for that.
I'm with Bells.
We must do the least harm. Small ripples make great waves.
And I think Silstani might be the
That is
the
very
Ripley, Ripley route, because I think if we try to sort this business, we'll just go around in a big circle.
And
It's
wind up hurting somebody.
His words may grow wings and soar. This would cause great harm.
Yeah.
I actually kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
Therefore, he must
For
retract.
such a smart
For him
dude,
to
he really
retract,
doesn't see that
we need
coming.
Mohali.
Well,
Well, we could talk to Silstani first, and then maybe she has some insight. Or they have some insight. We don't know. Maybe they have some insight into the situation that could actually help us sort this out.
more info's not a bad thing.
Nope.
Alright, so where is Dr. Solstani?
Just start wandering around.
Yeah. Do we just like call the name in the halls, or can
Do
we
we-
like look at a computer
Do
somewhere?
you actually have
Check
computer
the-
somewhere?
Yeah. Let's fidget into.
Yo,
Those that,
Solstani! Oh no, okay.
those that fidget with your system, something will get destroyed.
There's not any computers in like the hallways. They're mostly only in the offices or in the classrooms.
Yeah, but there's more
Um,
doors in the hallway, isn't there?
Yeah, there's several doors in the hallway.
Let's just check
Um,
the names on the different doors and with that.
Yeah, can I send Ava in front and just like have her check the names?
Yeah, you can. You could go ahead. And as you're sending
She has
Ava,
30 flight speed.
okay. So you send Ava off, and just as Ava like rounds the corner, you see Muhali, Professor Muhali, round the corner as well, and just kind of like, whoa, ah, kids. Oh, did you have any success with the Labians? Were you able to talk to them?
We talked.
Yes, there are
And...
conditions.
He's worried about his academic success in all of this because it doesn't look good on his thing or something.
All right. Well, all right. Here's what I can do for him. I can possibly get him reinstate his status and his library access in exchange for a public apology in front of the media. But I can't remove this mark from his personal record. That's not something that someone here at the university can just go on without being unchecked.
I think that's exactly what he wanted.
You may not be able to remove it, but could it be concealed with appropriate bureaucratic steps?
Make a diplomacy check.
Bureaucratic stuff.
I love it.
Do-do-do-do. Nope.
Oh, oh no!
She just kind of looks at you
Poor.
and is like, bureaucracy? There's no way I can hide a mark. The dean has already seen it. It's not as if I can just erase it with no excuse whatsoever. Those are the only two things that I'm able to do right now in my situation.
So he dug his own grave, basically.
So
And-
why not just fire him? Because it
Again.
doesn't seem like he's not going to stop doing this.
Mm-mm.
Well, he hasn't broken really any restrictions, anything that is a fireable offense.
Then I think your list of fireable offenses needs a little retooling.
I agree.
Well, that's something that I have a meeting with the dean with in a couple of days. But regarding Zahn's expedition, like Zahn's notes, you had come to me before. I looked into it, and it looks like one of my colleagues, Dr. Omaya Solstarny, she has a strong interest in these ruins of Okalam, which is what Hakim Zahn's expedition is. And she looks up on her datapad, and she scrolls through. It looks as though she departed on personal leave 2 days ago.
Oh.
And she looks a little confused by that development.
Where might we find her?
I'm not sure.
It may be rude, but could we maybe go check? I have a weird feeling. Could we maybe go check on her?
Yeah, we can go check on her, but I just need to be sure that I can get this thing with the Labians handled. If you don't mind making sure to tell him that he needs to make an apology, I can lead you to Solstarny's office. I can walk with you to his office, and I'll wait outside. If you guys can convince him to make the public apology, I will be glad to go up and try and help you find Dr. Solstarny.
Could you possibly, make a deal that if he doesn't do this again, then he gets the offense removed after a certain time? Because I think that's the part he was very worried about.
I can see. I'll have to talk to the dean about it. All right. How about this? I'll set up a meeting with him at a later time, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like he's willing to at least go through with some of these. I'm able to fulfill some of these requests, so he should be okay with it. Yeah. I'll send him an email right now. Okay, let's go ahead and head up to Solstarny's office.
Sweet.
Also,
Very good.
here's this it's a ring. It's just a token of appreciation for helping me out. I'm sorry. I should have been, more polite, but it's just been kind of complicated right now.
It's okay. It's okay, really. We have a mission too, and we have to figure it out. And if we get involved in political things, that could be bad on the Starfinder Society too. So we're all stuck in a way.
Yeah. This is a ring of resistance. It was part of a grant that Alabians had requested that kind of fell through. So it's a Mark I ring of resistance. Anyway, follow me. I'll lead you up to Dr. Solstani's office.
Here you go.
All right.
You.
Forward.
So for getting him to agree to make a public apology, you all earn 600 XP.
Woo!
Guys,
Hell
no
yeah.
combat, just earning all of these things.
He needs combat. We can just talk through our problem.
And then we walk into a gunfight. That's not.
And then we shit.
Yeah, go back to
So,
this guy.
Mahali,
guns out.
Mahali picks up her communicator and she tries to call Solstani in her office, and you see her looking a bit worried, and you see her put the communicator down and attempts another number, and you hear, "This is Dr. Solstani. I'm sorry I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you." She's like, "Oh, that's so weird." And she tries to call some of the emergency contacts. And once again, no answer. And this is making her really concerned. I think I might have a bigger issue here. Hold on a second. Here's a spare key card to Solstani's office. It's just ahead on the left. I need to call the police and file a missing persons. Oh man, this week sucks. If you can go check and see if you can find her, maybe there's some kind of clue or something in her office. I
just look at Fidget.
And she calls the police. Yes, I need to file a missing persons. I believe. And yeah, you guys can walk on up to her office.
She should go have some tea.
So the door to Dr. Solstani's office is on the 4th floor, and you see it's like this heavy wood door, and it's locked. It's got an electronic lock on it. But as you present her key card into the door, it unlocks with a green light. And the door kind of pops open, and you see Mahali kind of coming up the hallway after talking to the police. And as the door opens ajar, you see this office is in disarray. Cabinet doors are pulled out and just thrown. Several stone artifacts are scattered across the floor from open archive drawers, and a traveling bag is open and half packed. The computer on the desk at the far end of the room is dark, but there's a diode at its base that blinks. Just a standard, just a constant blinking.
Fidget runs over to the computer and see if she can pull any information from it.
All right, and Fidget, as you run over, you see that the computer is just dark. And let's see, make an engineering check.
Engineering?
No, computer check,
I-
sorry.
Oh. Engineering's better. But I can do.
Oh.
That was for something else, sorry.
So
I
excited.
can do both.
Okay.
18.
18. So as you're typing into this computer, you hear this beep, and this red screen comes up on the computer, and it just says locked out. So the computer is locked out. It has 1 hour countdown on it at the bottom. And as you guys are looking through this room and seeing this hurriedly packed travel bag and these drawers just thrown across the room, trying to gather this information, we'll pick this up in the next session.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah!
Nice.
Oh man. I'm ready for that.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. So, when is our next game, Star Master?
It is
It's May.
on
You're okay. I think it's May 16th. Is that right? 16th or the 23rd? I can't remember. Someone catch
I
me.
think it's the 23rd.
23rd.
2305.
Ahaha. Okay,
Yeah.
23rd.
23rd.
So the reason that there is a gap is because we have 2 wrap-up sessions for our original campaign, the STDs, Small Terrible and a Dragonborn Party. Those are coming up in a week on the 25th. That is RP. So I'm getting notes from everyone in that campaign as to what their characters want to do, and we're going to kind of do like in the time right after the final campaign game. No spoilers. A year out, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years out, and kind of give them those beats and those moments so that everyone can discuss and resolve anything. We have an unresolved storyline with Sid, for example. So there's some different things that we need to figure out there. And then May 9th is our group discussion. So anything that, even if you've never watched a game of ours, if you have, we definitely want questions, but even if you've never watched a game of ours from that campaign, we would love questions. I have a few. This also opens up opportunities for questions between players. They can ask me about things. I have things for them I want to know about, because I was just like, oh yeah, and that. So we'll hang around. It's going to be a very relaxed session on the 9th. And then we'll do Starfinder. So we're going to do Starfinder for several months. Yes. And when that arc wraps up, we're going to, probably in the late fall, we haven't quite figured out when because it's far off, we're going to be playing some Dark Matter with a 5th edition space setting written by our lovely friends over at Mage Hand Press. You probably saw their cool advert during our pre-stream and intermission announcements. Well, not pre-stream because that stream didn't work. The intermission announcement was fucking thing. So anyways, we are back here in just over an hour. So at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with some Blades in the Dark, and that is our After Dark game. So it is much more violent, much more gritty, and we'll be playing that here in just a little bit. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Chris, Star Master. Yay!
Star Master.
Woo! And thank you,
Star Master.
Anthony. I'm so glad you're with us.
We did it.
Yay!
I'm glad. I'm glad it went good. Thank you all for
That was really cool.
putting up with new
It was
system.
fun.
We're all kind of getting situated. We'll see if we
Sure
make
there'll
it
be
to
much
combat
finicking
next time.
Woo! Fight some dudes.
Maybe
Oh
we'll
boy,
get some
gotta flex on
pew-pews.
everyone. Gotta show what we can
All right, so we'll back here in just over an hour. We will catch you then. Thank you very much, everyone. Don't forget, go to tinyurl.com/direct relief donate one, the numeral, not the word, to see what Director Leaf is doing, getting PPE and supplies into the hands of our healthcare workers who are on the front lines of dealing with the COVID pandemic. We love you all very much, and we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.